Hey, it's Chase from Sorcery Contested Realm, and today we're doing a quick check-in with the team working on the Codex updates, welcoming a new member to the Eric's Curiosa crew, and sharing an update on the Sorcery Judges program. Let's jump right in. Ira and David, thanks for taking a few minutes between meetings to give us a quick behind-the-scenes check-in.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
So I know, Ira, you've long been our Codex keeper, but this feels like the right moment to formally introduce David to the community as the latest member of the Eric's Curiosa team. So welcome on as our Codex scribe.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me here. I am, busily scrolling new stuff into the Codex all the time now. So it's actually been really fun. Thanks for having me on the team.
Yeah, well, we're fortunate to have you, truly. So, great segue into the Codex then. So, for folks that are new to Sorcery, what is the Codex? And Ira, how should players really think about it?
Yeah, the Codex is a resource available for players who want to access some of the nitty-gritty rules. So I think for new players, we want you to just, jump into the game and not worry about the Codex at all. But I think for people who want to get, maybe really into the details of the rules, the Codex is there for you. And it's also there as a way of creating a level and consistent playing field for sorcery around the world. So one of the things that we really love about the sorcery community is that people will travel for events. There are events all over the world. And so one of the things that's fun about that is sort of preparing for the event, thinking about your deck, getting creative. And so it's nice to know how the game will work so that when you have your creative brews that you can bring them and they'll actually work the way you expect them to work, and everybody can play by the same rules. So that's sort of the purpose of the Codex.
And David, you've been helping out on some of that lift for a little bit of time now, and so now we've got you formally on board here.
Yep.
If someone wants to stay current with the updates, what's the best way for them to keep up on what's going on in the Codex?
The real quick and simple way is check the changelog. We document all of the updates that go live into the changelog, so you can get a quick summary of everything, every ruling that's been made, every clarification that we've added via an FAQ update or via a Codex update. So, quick scan through will get you almost all the information you need.
And I think the Codex, you talked about how when people traveling for events and playing, it kind of gives a great insight into some things they can catch up on, some of the clarifications. But this also feeds into the Judge program, right, that we launched back in November. Ira, what's been the response to the Judge program so far?
So we've had an unbelievable level of interest in the Judge program and feel really grateful to the community and everybody who is taking the rules knowledge test. So there's like a knowledge test component, which is, do you know the rules of the game? And then there's another step that you can take if you want to, which is sort of being a volunteer and serving the community, which is the Judge program application. And we've gotten really a lot of Judge program applications, which is amazing, but we have been a little behind in processing them. So I just want to apologize to the community for that and say we have not forgotten about it. We're definitely working on it. We will have more updates soon. There are a few applications we have managed to process, but we will get through the whole backlog as soon as possible. And that is absolutely a priority for us. So expect more on that soon.
It's wonderful to have this much enthusiasm. If people, are you still accepting applications?
Yes.
I hate to say it as there's been so many people, but
absolutely,
still want them to apply, right?
Yes, it's rolling applications, and we're resolving applications in the order that they're received. And we're just going to get through them as fast as we can. But yes, we absolutely welcome people to participate in that way if they want. I would say the entry point is really the rules knowledge test. So have some knowledge of the rules, pass the rules knowledge test. And then if you find you're the sort of person who wants to volunteer, plan events, contribute to the community, and help in those ways as well, that's sort of the Judge program as another step that you can take.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's better to get your application in now rather than wait until we're caught up.
There we go. And actually, can we step back and talk about that first step, right? Taking that rules knowledge test. Who is that for? Is it only for people who want to become a judge?
Thanks for asking. It's for everybody. So my hope in that test, and I think David and I are aligned on this, we built it also with the support of John, too. I want to acknowledge he's a level 3 judge. We built it with the intent for everybody who wants to be able to get 100% on that test. So you can take the test once a day, every 24 hours. And as soon as you finish the test for the first time, we give you all the answers. So all of the answers are right there. There are links to the Codex with sort of details of why the answer was what it was. And I think if everybody was interested in doing that, then we would certainly have a pretty strong base level foundation of rules knowledge in the community. And a lot of people have taken it already. And it's been, I think, very well received. And we certainly appreciate everybody who's taken the time to do it.
Yeah, we call it a test, but in reality, it was the original concept was to provide a learning tool for people who are interested in learning about these edge case rules. So yeah, people approach it from that direction. It can absolutely be an amazing resource for folks.
And I think that's going to give us the foundation for what's going to be coming up, our OP 2026, which we'll have more information on coming soon. But we have announced that we're going to be at Gen Con. And so I'm assuming judges will make an appearance at Gen Con?
Yes.
Of course.
Definitely. We'll be drawing from that pool. And like I said, we've announced that we're going to be returning to Gen Con. This has become like a long-standing tradition for us that really means a lot. And Ira, quick shout out here. I think you've been kind of overseeing the actual events, the play space, since inception. And every year it's been growing. Do you have any favorite memories from past years that really stood out to you?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think so. I remember after Gen Con 2023, which was the first one we did, we were sitting there, you, me, and Simon, and you had this idea. There's like, we should do, like, it was good. We had tournaments and all that, but we should really do the community, like, play and trade event. And I was like, yes, that's definitely the right idea. And then in 2024 and last year, we did that event after the main sort of constructed championship. And obviously I love tournaments. I love all the competitive play for sure. But that, like, just big community event after the competitive play and just coming in, everybody having fun together, a lot of door prizes, a lot of trading, a lot of casual games. It was just super fun to get to do that. And that's definitely a memory. I'll say one other thing, which is last year, this is the first year we did it, we had a swap sort of promo where people swapped cards with me. And I remember, like, the people handing me their cards, they like had to sign it. And then I got to use those cards and build a deck and beat you with it. And it was really fun.
I remember that too.
So I hope we get to do that again, because that's definitely been a highlight.
David, how about you? How about your memories of Gen Con?
I mean, the community play and trade events have always been the highlight of it for me. It's after like a long weekend of, helping to run the events and rushing to, make sure everything is moving smoothly and on time as much as possible, to have like that moment of like just calm and there's still excitement, but the community getting together. I get to put one of you guys up on a microphone or shouting out to people and put you on the spot. And last year, during the play and trade event, after we'd finally wrapped everything up, John, who's the other level 3 judge, we actually got to sit down and do a Pathfinder mirror match battle. And I actually got to play my Day of Judgment promo in the middle of that fight. And yeah, I was like, I might be the first person to like actually pull this off. Like, yeah, it was just a very memorable and, happy moment. I ended up losing the game, but I played Day of Judgment.
Well, I think it was funny as I was looking back at some old photos of Gen Cons. I kept seeing you in the photos, David, and I was like, "Oh, we've had such great support," and so it's really awesome to have you on the team. And I think for me, my favorite thing was the team sealed we added last year. I got to play with Ira and Sam, and we got to do battle. Opening 18 packs together, and then building our decks. Each of us building a deck out of it. That was really fun for me as well, getting to slip over there and engage in that way, which kind of ties into the next part. And so we've announced that we're going to be at Gen Con. At this stage, what does event prep, like what's going on behind the scenes? Where are we in that process, Ira? 'Cause I know people are excited to know about like, hey, like what's going on at Gen Con specifically?
Yeah. So I think that we, after every Gen Con, we have a survey where we get feedback from players about things that were good and things that we could improve. So we're definitely keeping that in mind. But I guess my feeling, and I hope the community feels this way too, is that Gen Con has generally been pretty good. So I don't think players should expect like a vast change from what has happened in previous years. We're definitely going to have like a limited championship. We're going to have constructed championship. We're going to have other additional events. We're definitely going to have play and trade events. We're going to have a nice balance between limited play and constructed play. So I will caveat all of that with, and I can't 100% guarantee that right now because actually Gen Con gets to decide and they haven't totally confirmed that yet. But as far as I can tell, things are on track and, those events have been accepted into the system under consideration. So I'm very hopeful that Gen Con 2026 will be just a continued growth and improvement over previous years without like drastically changing the things that have been successful in previous years.
And I know folks get super excited. We get lots of like, well, when are you going to tell us more? What are you talking about? We know we do have a schedule and like a content calendar, but like, I'm not like purposely withholding this information. Ira, typically, when do we find out a little bit more about our event allocation?
Right. So at this point, we're dependent on the Gen Con Event HQ timeline. And that tends to be in like mid-April is when we get like final confirmation. The tickets, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head when the Gen Con event tickets will go live, but not very much before that is when we find out that we've officially definitely gotten the space. But I just say, I don't think people should worry. I think it's looking good. And I think we're going to have a lot of great events. So if people have a sense of what Gen Con was previously and it was fun for them, you can come again and anticipate it being fun in similar ways.
And if you haven't been to Gen Con, I mean, it's a one of a kind experience, right? The largest gaming convention in North America. So, not just Sorcery, there's lots of cool stuff going on. But of course, you want to be there for Sorcery.
We will have Sorcery events running every single day, as many hours as possible. So people can come to the events that are exciting for them and go to other things as well. But we'll certainly try and fill the time with as much Sorcery as possible.
And if you're thinking about maybe coming out there and helping support as a volunteer or a judge, make sure you got your judge application in there and reach out to us. We're always looking for more support. We can't wait to see you out there.
Can I say one thing about that? Chase, can I say one thing?
Please do.
I have typically, and I'll do this again this year, sometime in February, put out a call for volunteers for Gen Con. So that there are people who help run the Learn to Play events, for which you do not need to be a judge, or judge the tournaments, which you will need to be a judge. But we have welcomed many volunteers and absolutely could not run Gen Con smoothly without the volunteer support that we have. So definitely shout out to all the volunteers for Gen Con, and you can expect to see a survey, a volunteer survey, interest survey forthcoming this month.
Yeah, and please, if you are interested in judging, get your application in. Even if we don't have it fully processed by the time those the call out for volunteers go out, we can at least know that you're interested and see your application through that process.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for taking some time to jump on here and talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes, what people can look forward to.
Thanks for having us.
And in the meantime, yeah. And in the meantime, folks, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, best of luck contesting the realm.